Who else wants to wake up pain-free? Part 4. Hi, welcome everybody. It's Jason Barlow, RMT, and I'm here today as your therapist and as your coach to help you transform any stress, tension, and pain into health, happiness, and vitality instead. Welcome back to part 4 of Who Else Wants to Wake Up Pain-Free. Hopefully you've had a chance to digest what we've talked about over the last 3 parts, and this being the final part of the piece of the puzzle of how to wake yourself up in the morning pain-free, because that's probably one of the fundamental things I hear from my patients very often, especially as we're aging, as we hit our 40s and 50s and go a little higher in number. It's one of the common things I hear is, I'm stiff and I'm sore in the morning. So what can you do to mitigate and control that stiffness and soreness in the morning? So I'm going to dive straight in. There's 3 remaining points that I want to stress to you in terms of what you can do to help reduce and eliminate potentially that pain that you may be struggling with when you wake up in the morning. So first and foremost is do a hot soak or hot shower in the morning, hot tub if you've got the luxury of that, and then stretch your body. Because you think about how much time you're sleeping every night, depending upon the posture that you're actually in, by virtue of putting your arm into this position, which is flexing the elbow, bringing the hand towards your shoulder, what you're doing is shortening. You're educating that muscle and programming it to shorten and tighten. And that's happening when we sleep. We sleep in a fetal position. So we're educating those muscles to do what we might be spending most of our day doing, seated in a fetal position with the head forward, mouse position with the hand. And we're actually telling the body to stay in that position, both when we're sleeping and when we're awake. So guess what? We build up, guess what? It's that postural debt. I keep talking about it because we all have it. The important question is, what are you doing to control that debt and pay down that debt? And this is another method that I'm teaching right now of heating your body up, stretching your body in the morning to control and reduce that debt that we're all accumulating. Now that's on you. It's over to you on that one. But take a warm shower, hot soak, follow a short program of stretches. Where can you find those stretches? Good old Google. I've got my own YouTube channel. Go source them out on my YouTube channel. If you've got somebody else that you follow for stretches, perfect. Then, just stretch. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. There's a bunch of books. Go grab them. Basic stretches. Just do them. Just act. Stop talking about it. Stop thinking about it. Just act is the most important thing. So that's first and foremost, or I guess first and foremost in today's session, but falls in on number 7 on the list. Number 8 is read relaxing material. This is when you're winding down your day and you're getting ready to fall asleep. And test this for yourself. I know, right? My wife wanted to watch a Jason Statham movie last week and I gave in. I tend not to watch those types of movies anymore myself personally, but I thought, you know what? Let's do it. Let's watch it. Well, it took me a lot longer to fall asleep that night. And I don't remember clearly, but my dreams were not as pleasant, let's put it that way, as they had been prior to watching that movie. So what we do before we go to bed is influencing the patterns of brain activity and what's happening in our mind as we rest and recuperate through the night. So read some relaxing material. Read a book that inspires you or just helps to just sedate you and calm you as opposed to stimulating you. And if it's a murder mystery, that might be something you want to read in the morning or at lunchtime, early evening, but not necessarily as you're laying down to bed. Again, these are recommendations. What you choose to do with them is each to your own, but this is just my own research that I'm sharing with you as much as what I've learned through all my programming over the years. And finally, but perhaps the most important, maybe I should have started with this one, because this is my number 1 go-to tool, is meditation. And there's a beautiful meditation that you can learn very simply. I believe I talk about it in my book of how to use black and white breathing to calm your mind, relax your body, drift away, and just help you settle into a nice deep sleep. And it also just helps pacify that mental turbulence that very often we're carrying a lot throughout our day. Now, the more that you meditate, the less you have to medicate. And by virtue of those thoughts that you're actually now generating intentionally, you'll find that as you do more and more of this and you lay down in the evening, you don't have to spend as much time controlling your mind. It's becoming almost a natural groove or channel pathway that takes you to your inner retreat cave. What a beautiful term that is. I love that. Your inner retreat cave. Because very often we're living in a frenzied lifestyle and we wait for the next opportunity to go away to have the escape and the feeling as if we're now entering a mode of relaxation. But we can do this at any time of the day in a formal meditation or not. We can take our mind on a journey to where we wish it to go if we learn how to control it. How do we learn to control it? We learn to control it through a skill of meditation. It is a skill that is trainable. We're all capable of doing it. Hey, I'm going to say this confidently. If I can learn to meditate, I used to be not all the time, but I would definitely relate to the fact that I was experiencing an agitated, anxious mind that always had to be doing something. And when I was doing something, I felt very focused and concentrated. But when I wasn't doing something, I was kind of on edge, right? I was looking for, seeking, pursuing, and my mind would be going wild as much as my body wanted to go wild with it. And by learning to control that, and if I can do it, you can do it, I guarantee that. My mind is just more peaceful, more relaxed, more of the time. Not all the time, but more of the time. And there's a measurable difference. And that measurable difference gives me the confidence to be able to say to you that in time, both you and I can achieve that state of mind that is peaceful all the time. Peaceful all the time. What a beautiful experience that would be. And I'll finish with one of my favorite quotes from one of my kind teachers, Tibetan monk Geshe Kelsang Gyatso, that said, without inner peace, outer peace is impossible. So we all talk about world peace, right? We all imagine potentially what that could look like. We think it's a great vision to have, and it is. But how are we ever going to get there if we ourselves cannot attain it? How can we possibly teach others how to lead a peaceful life if we can't lead a peaceful life ourselves? So I implore you, take it upon yourself, because nobody's going to come and do this for you, but discover that there is a peace within your mind. It's possible to experience that more and more often for longer periods of time. It's a training effect that comes through lots of regular massage. Just like a training effect that happens when you go to the gym and work out and lift weights and stretch your body, the same can happen by virtue of repeatedly meditating effectively and training your mind so that naturally now a more peaceful state arises in a quicker and can come when you need it the most. When a difficult neighbor approaches in a rather wrathful appearing manner and you have a more peaceful state of mind, it's remarkable the transformation that can happen when somebody's coming at you with anger. Okay, I hope you found that a benefit. If it is of benefit to you, do me a favor. Share the video, share the podcast episode, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give me a comment, give me a review. Anything helps to spread this message to more and more people. I value your time, your energy, and I wish you a life filled with health, happiness, and vitality. Thank you, and have a great evening.